going to say hello to everybody on Facebook page as well. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the All Women's Network platform. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome, 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 everybody. Hiya. Thanks for joining. Welcome to my guest as well, Leanne Turner. Everybody, hiya.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining. Let me just reduce the volume there. Welcome to my guest as well. Okay, brilliant, fantastic. Okay, so yes, welcome to Conversation Lounge. How are you, my love?
I'm good, thank you. And how are you?
I'm good. I'm doing really, really well. Thank you so much for jumping on and for coming on to Conversation Lounge. You know, this is the Birth Your Vision podcast live series, and this is season 2, and is actually themed Adapt to Thrive. And we are focusing on motherhood, and we are also going to be talking about career and entrepreneurship. You know, it's such an amazing time to invite such a wonderful guest just like you to come and join me as we kickstart the conversation. Just to introduce myself, I'm the founder of All Women's Network. It's a platform that supports and empowers women, a platform that actually helps women to gain confidence and clarity to be able to develop a dream business that they really want to do. So it's a real pleasure to have you here. You know what, the outbreak of coronavirus continues to grow, and you know, we are definitely in extremely difficult time at the moment, and you know, many female entrepreneurs, this is the time that they need help and support. And so within my community, you know, I've actually decided to create a platform where female entrepreneur can actually have a voice and also share their knowledge and their expertise, so that they could also help other females who are aspiring to start a business, to start growing and building their business. And so this is what this platform is all about. And, you know, it's really about giving information, giving tips and strategies to help you, especially during these challenging times, to grow our business. And so today on the Conversation Lounge, I have a very special guest, Leanne Turner, who is actually an amazing, incredible professional artist, a professional female voiceover artist, and she's actually based in the UK. She's also a podcaster, and we have that in common. She's a speaking coach, and she's also an incredible, energetic, engaging vocal coach as well. She has her own studio and she records different scripts and also helps clients all over the world. And she's also experienced in radio, TV, and corporate voiceover. So I'm really delighted to welcome here today to join me on this amazing topic, how to manage heavy workload, as well as how to actually manage your time and also outsourcing, you know, and also delegating. So welcome, Leanne Turner. Thank you so much for coming, Leanne.
Thank you so much. What an amazing welcome. Sometimes when you're talking, I was like, is she talking about me?
Yes, I am indeed. I'm talking about you. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming. You're amazing. So tell us a little bit about what you do in terms of the voiceover.
Yeah, so basically the voiceover work that I do, I'll often record my voice for adverts, radio promos. Yes. It could be a lot of companies are doing their corporate training online, so they'll just create videos and things, and then they will have a voiceover like myself who will do the voices for courses rather than paying in for people to come in. My voice will be the one that you hear guiding you through the video. I record audiobooks, and I also do the voices for sometimes could be some books for the blind as well. That's the kind of area of work that I do for voiceover. Yeah,
right. That's amazing. Awesome. So much. And I just wanted to basically share my 2 minutes motivational thing with everybody. This is basically something that I came up with, especially during this season, because I usually do like vision board. I host vision board parties as well as events as well. And this season, I've actually created something called the Lockdown Vision Board. And this is actually about all the things that you've been procrastinating about just before the quarantine happened.
Yeah.
About putting them together on a vision board, all the things that you've actually achieved. So for example, I've always wanted to build a website. So I've actually started creating it. and also to do landing pages, and you know, to also create courses. So these are the things I've actually had the opportunity to do, especially during this season. So what I've done is to actually have 3 different headings, which is business and also family, and as well as home and lifestyle. So under the business, I've actually put things that I've achieved or about to achieve. So building a website, building a landing page, you know, looking at funnels of how to basically get more leads and more traffic. And the family side is about putting structure in place in terms of homeschooling, providing support for the children, and also managing, you know, any form of conflicts, and also creating a bonding family time. In terms of home, we're looking at, you know, creating how to decorate, you know, my daughter's room for the, you know, and also we've done the gardening as well. So this is something that I want to encourage you guys to also do, creating a lockdown vision board and basically writing down all the things that you've actually learned, new skills, new experience, and all your talents and gifts as well that you've actually learned or used within this season. So I hope that really works for you. If you do get to do it, please share and let us see how you've actually gotten on with it. So yeah. So what about you? What have you been up to, Leanne, during this season?
Yeah, I can definitely relate to having like a lockdown vision board, or I've also been journaling as well, just things that I want to come out of this season with, what I want to learn, what I want to grow in as well. And not just like what you've said, like different areas of life. So definitely I'd love to obviously grow my business, because this is even more of a greater time for my business to propel and go to new levels, but also just appreciating things like going each day to the park near my home for a walk and just clearing my mind and getting outdoors underneath our new kind of regulations and stuff. And just some goals of, I felt that this time has really given me a chance to think about what am I doing with my business, what am I doing with my health, with family, things like that, all different areas where I want to grow in, and then just kind of go into the next season, having more contact with family, with friends on a regular basis, rather than, sadly, often my family, we can often just get together for weddings or funerals because our family's so huge and those are the big pullers. So just to have a more regular time with my, not just my immediate family, but even my huge extended family, just making use of Zoom and all the different platforms I've been using over these times, to make it a regular basis of my lifestyle.
Brilliant. That sounds really amazing. I think this season, especially for female entrepreneurs or anyone who has a business, one of the challenges that is a big issue. It's about time management,
Definitely.
the power of time. But if we lack understanding in terms of how to manage our time, then it becomes a real challenge. And so this is what we're going to be discussing today in terms of how to manage our time, especially during this season. And it's amazing that you're right here to actually help me to get into this conversation. So let's really get straight into it. So when we talk about time management, you know, why is it important for, you know, entrepreneurs, for anybody that has a business? Why is time management important, do you feel?
Definitely. Like, I always feel that if you don't manage your time, time will manage you, and it will just take you away with it. And it's really important, because the old kind of quote that time is money, it really is money.
Absolutely.
Because it's, for an entrepreneur, particularly if you've got a small business or you're managing a small team, every single hour counts, because you're not at that corporate place where you can hide behind big numbers and stuff. Everything must be accountable at the end of the year, end of the tax year, etc. So you've got to really see if you're going to work between sort of 9 till 5 or 10 till 10, whatever the situation is, or 5 till 9, you've got to see that if you're doing it 5 till 9 after your 9 to 5 day, you've got to see that those 4 hours, as if you were getting billed £100 each hour, and think, what would I be giving out at each of these hours? What product would I produce, or what would I have done to value my £100 an hour? That's how I would definitely think of it, and really plan things out.
Absolutely, because for me, time management actually helps you to reduce your stress levels.
Definitely.
Would make you kind of be productive, and also have enough time to be able to prioritize anything that is to do with reducing your stress levels. I think those are key things in terms of when it comes to time management. And, you know, is also another way to build your self-confidence, to make you more productive. help you to really understand exactly what you're doing and for you to be able to prioritize your time really wisely. So, in terms of strategies when it comes to managing your time and prioritizing, how do you think is the best strategy? I mean, what do you think is the best strategy when it comes to time management?
I think the key things that really help me is firstly the power of the word no. Even though you possibly can do everything, it doesn't mean that you need to do everything. So people are going to ask you to do a lot if you work in a slightly alternative way. So I find that saying no, I cannot do that because at this time I'll be working. And then some of the strategies that really help me, I'll use obviously Google Calendar, etc., which helps me to stay on board of what I need to be doing each hour. And then each day when I start the day, I'll write out just like the goals for the day. What's my dream? What's my vision? What are my skills I can offer the world? What are the top 3 things I need to get done just for that day? And how do I envisage the day as well? And then I use a journal, piece of paper, just to write out those thought processes. Then as well, booking in appointments through my Google Calendar. And then also organizing things through this app called Trello.
Yes, I've heard about Trello. So those are some of the things,
really, really helpful. Trello, just kind of capture your thoughts, and it can put pictures down. I used to use Evernote before, but then I kind of moved to Trello because I really liked how you can save, and it's quite interactive with other apps as well. I definitely think that you need to kind of combine like paper and like an app version diary or time management tool. Because what I found before is that when I was just kind of solely using like a digital calendar, I'd often get pulled into other things because I was looking at my phone. So I think maintaining like a to-do list or whatever kind of works for you. I enjoy ticking off things once I've gone through it each day, and maintaining a digital one just as a record of this is what I've been doing. But definitely use apps and ones that can connect into each other, like Trello and Evernote. They can work with Google, things like that, so you can keep on top of what's going on, because you're not always going to be at home on your laptop, etc. You could be on the train responding to an email.
Absolutely, that's true. Yeah, indeed. In terms of the benefits, what do you think the benefits are? Sorting out time management. What do you think the benefits are?
The benefits of having time management is that you work on your goals or the key priorities that are going to push your business to the next stage. So there's many things that I can do, but the things that I choose to do, the ones that are going to push my business to the goals that I want for this quarter, for the end of the year. So I'll organize my time. I've done it a few different ways. I used to some people work in blocks where they do 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours on different projects. That doesn't actually work for me because some of my stuff will take more than 2 hours to kind of record, do, and turn around. So I may do a day on, say, for example, voiceover, a day on speaking, coaching and training and product creation, etc. So I kind of bulk my stuff down in days, and then within that day, it's say, for example, Tuesdays is my day I do podcasting stuff where I'll record them, edit them, and schedule them up. So I organize like that. And what I find is that I feel that I'm moving closer to my goals when I have them all kind of planned out. So whether it's 2 hours on this, half an hour on this, or a day on this, I can see the progression that's happening when I organize my time according to my goals, what I want to do, what I want to achieve by the end of that day, that week, that quarter, or that year.
Fantastic. That sounds really amazing. And it really sounds like you're very organized. How do you balance it all? Work and, your business.
Yeah.
A lot to manage. So how do you actually balance?
What I find is having my diary synced into my phone, and then each activity I need to do, it's all synced in with an alarm. So, and I obey the alarms. I know some people can have alarms on their phone, they just ignore it. I use it as a pace by pace to move me along through the day, because sometimes you can get so engrossed in something and you've forgotten that, okay, I should now be actually sorting out these documents for the accountant, etc. But I always make sure that I'll say, for example, I'll set 11 o'clock is creativity time, 1 o'clock is checking emails and responding to Instagram messages, 1:30 lunch, 2 o'clock to the afternoon marketing, 4 o'clock go again, do some emails, etc., and then 5 o'clock editing, 6 o'clock close, because then I always got something else to do for the evening, etc. It can sometimes feel a bit regimented, but when you look back over the day or the week, you can see like, okay, I have achieved these things.
Yes.
There are days you can be a little bit fluid with it, depending on, for me, my workload, but I find that it really helps me to have alarms for each activity, and that helps me to pace along. Definitely.
Absolutely. That is really amazing. I'm just saying hello to everybody on Instagram. Thank you all for joining.
Nice.
We have a lot of people coming on Instagram, lots of arts as well. And then also on Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, we're discussing about time management, how to manage heavy workload as business owners, and also looking at how to outsource and the benefits of it. So joining me is my wonderful guest, Leanne Turner. So let's talk about 4 Ds. So what are the 4 Ds of time management?
Yeah, definitely. I think what's really key about these 4 Ds, it really helps you to just really to manage your time. And I love that this whole topic is about the 4 Ds, because you know what is what that gets me? It's not something that you can learn at school. Well, you can, but they don't teach you.
I don't remember being taught that at school. Do you?
I don't think I was taught them at school. I don't think so. But the 4 Ds that really help us, of course, do, delete, defer, and delegate. And
delegate.
And these are
so key.
So key. If you don't use them, or you don't use all of them effectively, you're going to get pulled off of your own goal. That's what I've found when I don't kind of follow through with them, definitely.
So I think in terms of the 4 Ds, these are some of the areas that I think that we as business owners, entrepreneurs, that we need to kind of implement into our planning when it comes to management. So for example, when it comes to delete, we have to check whether the task requires our attention, and does, then we can actually go ahead and do it. But if it doesn't, we can actually delete it and then actually come back to it later on or something like that. And then also sometimes I feel like we waste time on things that we can actually delegate to somebody else to do. So for example, if you had a task which is around sort of checking your emails, you may the most important ones, and then you may just want to kind of come back to the other ones a bit later. Or you can actually delegate for maybe your staff member, your PA, to actually have a look at it for you, to check it for you. I think we need to know how to kind of manage our time effectively, because I think that sometimes we do sort of spend too much time on stuff that are not so important. I mean, what is your take on that?
Yeah, definitely. I 100%. Sometimes you want to just do everything yourself because you're like, I know I can get it done in this certain time way. But I definitely do think that some tasks you just need to delete them out of your diary, then maybe move them into like delegate. So things like, so for example, if you are billing, if you are someone who bills per hour, if you are billing like £100 an hour, you've got to think, is it worth me spending for the client to pay me £100 just to read these few emails? Or is it better that I actually do what my key skills are, which is to voice over documents, read out adverts, which is what they're paying per hour. And then definitely learning what is the things that I need to do, which is my top skills are to speak and to record and train people how to speak more effectively. And then other things that are just not really key to the business, or not making money for the business, because some stuff you have to do don't actually make money, but you have to do them. I just got to work out, like for me, like delete it out of my calendar or delegate over and get a virtual assistant, or if you have a PA, or get some other support, or an apprentice or a trainee or someone at uni who's just dying for workload just to go and do your marketing for you, or train up and do virtual assistant work and answer emails on your behalf and stuff. And some things do need to be deferred, because you've got for me, like I'll work on like a calendar basis of, okay, I can be really busy at Christmas time because people want personalized voice notes for their husbands or wives, etc., as Christmas card messages. Get busy again at Valentine's. So I've got to kind of think, what are things that I need to do now so I can be ready for that big seasonal day, Valentine's Day or you know, a public holiday, etc., or things that happen around birthday seasons as well. So I've got to work out what needs to be done now, what needs to be done by me, and what do I need to kind of delegate out.
Oh, indeed, absolutely. And that brings us to a question around sourcing. But before we go into sourcing, I think you've mentioned one tool. Is it Trello?
Yeah.
Time management tool. I think is really amazing. I also use Asana, which helps to manage projects across teams. And it also helps in terms of file storage as well, help you to actually organize your task and your project really nicely. And that's why I actually use, I've been introduced to it by one of my very good coach as well. So there's so many time management tools that you can actually use. It's just incredible how much is out there. So it's really about you doing your research and really finding out what is best for you. There is so many tools that you can actually use to help you to manage your time even much more wisely. And let's go into sourcing now. This is a big thing now and is very popular. And this is very modern, especially for us modern day entrepreneurs. So, you know, outsourcing is really all about just sort of getting another business or organization to provide service for you. So, for example, if you're looking for somebody to help you in terms of managing your time a little bit more better, in terms of prioritizing, in terms of maybe doing your emails for you, your content creation, you know, there are lots and lots of virtual assistants now, VAs. They are such an amazing job. So let's dive into the conversation of outsourcing. What is your take on that when it comes to outsourcing? Have you actually used any of the services before?
Yeah, definitely. Like with outsourcing, it can be, for me, what works is sometimes I may need the person for a short amount of time. Some people I need for a longer time. Some people need them for the same time every year. So I definitely outsource things that I know I'm not the expertise in, or I can use my time much more effectively. So I'll definitely outsource like preparing my accounts and finances and things to my accountant. Yes, it is a hefty fee when you think of it, but then I've got to kind of think, right, I need to be pricing his fee into the things that I charge onto my clients. And because I'm not a trained accountant, and he can do something in probably 2 hours, or probably take me 6 hours to do. So thinking like, is that really effective for my time? So I definitely delegate out, you know, doing the finances to the accountant. I'll do the basic in-house stuff, of course, but the major thing, I'll ask him to do that. And that's like once a year we'll touch base. That type of thing. I definitely hand out things like, I love website stuff and learning new things, but there's people who can do it on websites for really great jobs for very affordable rates per hour. And so I definitely delegate out website builders, website updaters and stuff like that, because I've got to think, yes, it's something that I can do. Is that the best thing for me to do with my time? Because if I'm sitting there doing a website, that means I'm not working on creating a course or voicing an advert, etc. So I outsource the accounts, outsource the website updates, and from time to time, depending on projects that I'm working on, I will outsource my marketing help. So I'll get an apprentice or someone at university who's trying to be a social media manager, etc. And you can find these people on Instagram as well who are trying to build their own client portfolio and say, listen, I want you to work on, I'm trying to promote myself as this on Instagram. I want you to manage the social media account for a month. Let's trial it for 30 days, see how it goes. And then if it works and the relationship works, then you'll obviously extend that working relationship. So I definitely, at times I'll be doing it and times I'll delegate out, because some people say, I kind of see you moving in this way. Okay, I'm open to advice. Let's see what you can do and stuff. So there's loads of people on Instagram who are willing to be your social media manager. So I think and it doesn't have to be forever. It could be for, I can just manage it for Christmas or set it up for June or for the summer. And these things that they're using is they can schedule out. So when I don't have a social media manager or an apprentice on it, or someone who wants to get some more training, I will schedule out for an app called Social Pilot, or there's also one called Planoly and stuff. So these can act as your automated social media managers, where you sit there, create the videos and all the content you want, and then schedule it out. So you get an automated virtual assistant or social media manager. But yeah, so I definitely think there's lots of things that you can outsource to. I 100% think just do what you do best.
Yes.
So whether you're creative, whether you're a writer, whether you're a cook, do that and then delegate the other stuff, because your business will actually grow more effectively rather than you trying to juggle and do everything like
so many
Superwoman.
things at the same time. Exactly. Which brings me to the benefits, because outsourcing does, have great benefits in terms of, it increases your productivity. You have enough time to focus on your skill set. And because you've given it to the expert to actually do it for you while you focus on other parts of your business and on all the important issues and anything else that you feel is very important for you to do. So I think sourcing is definitely the way forward. Days where we have to do everything ourselves. That likes to learn, always learning new things. So for example, I've had to figure out how to do live streaming. This is really, really amazing, because being in the lockdown has actually pushed me out of my comfort zone.
Yes.
I've actually done a lot for other people as well, helping them to, do things that they've never done before, go and do skills that they've never done before and learn. So this is the season for you to learn.
Definitely.
In action. It's about looking at, what do I need to do right now? What skills do I need right now? So for example, the lockdown is over, some of the skills that you've actually acquired right now could actually be useful for you. So for example, if you're learning coding now, how to code, in terms of doing computer stuff, these are things that you can actually use and put it on your CV, that you've actually gained a qualification for that or certificate, and you can actually help you, so I think it's really, really important when it comes to time management. If the workload is too much, I will encourage you to actually outsource it. There is a VA. So if you are a VA, virtual assistant, and you're actually watching us right now, please leave your link below. And, many people who are interested in your service will actually leave a message to actually contact you. So if you are a VA, virtual assistant, you actually help businesses with everything in terms of helping them to manage their business a bit better, please leave your link below and you'll find people who will actually contact you. So welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Our topic today is about time management and outsourcing. Oh yes. Now, just before we go to our live mastermind, I wanted to basically look at, in terms of outsourcing, what advice would you give anybody right now who is actually going into business and they have quite a lot of work, on their plate? You understand? What advice would you give them right now?
Yeah, definitely. I say to start right now, because now is the time. And also write out sort of the top 5 things that you want to do with the business. So I don't know, whether it's you want to be a writer, start writing a page a day, put it on a blog, open up your Instagram and your marketing and stuff. Definitely start today and really plan out the time. So obviously if you're a mum, you're a wife, you've got kids, there's no way you can sit down and do whole days on your business. So it might mean you need to wake up earlier, or when the children are doing their work, you kind of sit there and update your marketing, where you're kind of doubling up your time. Or when the little ones go to bed at 7 or 8, you do 8 o'clock till 10 on your own business and stuff. So plan out realistically what you can do with the time you've got. And if that just means sending one email each day, that's more than what you did yesterday or last year. So be realistic with your time and be kind to yourself, because you can be kind of looking at everyone else thinking, oh, they've done this, oh, they've done that. Just look at your own time and just race in your own lane and just start. And I 100% think get a mentor for whatever your business is. So if you've got a combined business like myself, where I've got voiceover and speaking coaching, I've got like 2 mentors minimum, then another person who kind of helps me with business growth. Get yourself a mentor. You can get them on Facebook, hustle, message people. Don't start out alone, because what you're doing has not been done before. It's just that you've never done it before. So Yeah, a mentor will speed up your productivity, your business growth 110%. So please don't go in it alone, and always seek advice. That's what I say. But start. Don't hide behind, I'm getting advice, looking for a mentor, I'm doing a to-do list. Just start. Just start.
Absolutely.
Just start.
I do agree with you, definitely, indeed. And just to summarize, we've been able to talk about the 4 Ds today, which is do it and delete it, delegate, or defer. So check it out is all about understanding how the 4 Ds work together. And also talked about outsourcing, which is actually a very fantastic modern day initiative to start doing right now. Just outsource it if the workload is too much, which is absolutely fine. And also we've talked about time management, how to prioritize your time and how to be productive, especially during this time. So now we're going to go into the Life Mastermind.
Nice.
Part 2. So I want you to get your drinks, your coffee, your hot chocolates, or even your wine as we go into the second segment of this talk show. So we're going to be talking about Life Mastermind. We're going to be looking at a specific topic, and the topic for today's Life Mastermind is actually key skills of an entrepreneur. So let me just give you time to just dissect that. So the key skills of an entrepreneur. So what does that mean when we talk about the key skills of an entrepreneur? Now, entrepreneurship is not for everybody, right? But there are some specific skills that you need to have as an entrepreneur. And these are the skills that we're going to be into today. And do share your comments and also leave questions below. If you have any questions, we'll be able to answer that for you. So let's go right into it. So what are the skills? What skills do you need to have as an entrepreneur? Over to you, Leanne.
Yeah, so skills that you need to be a really good entrepreneur is you've got to be, I know it sounds a jack of all trades when you're first starting. So you need to be the best project manager that you can be. You need to know recruitment. You need to be your own lawyer. You need to be a marketing guru. There's just so many skills that you need. You need to just be able to communicate as well.
Absolutely.
And be an excellent negotiator, because business itself is all about negotiating too. So I find that those are some of the key skills that you need to be an excellent entrepreneur. Some of the skills that kind of help you start up and keep you going in that. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree with what you've said. So for me personally, I think that you must have a level of motivation. There's got to be something that actually drives you. You know, you've got to have a real sense of drive for you to go something that you've never done before. There's got to be something that pushes you, that really motivates you to really want to find out what is this entrepreneurship journey about, you know?
Yeah.
So having that curiosity of how things work, and also willing to learn, because there is so much to learn when it comes to entrepreneurship. Is unbelievable. Constantly learning, you're constantly developing your skills, you're constantly trying to grow, you know. These are very, very important. And then a level of commitment. You've got to be consistent, you've got to be committed. Because when you start, you are required in all different areas of your business life to be committed and consistent, because you can't just start and not really give it your best. I mean, you know, time management, which is what we've actually discussed today as well. It's about prioritizing your time and also applying the 4 Ds in terms of, time management and also resilience. So many people will shut the door in your face.
Yes.
Many opportunities, but all the opportunities may not be for you. You may just get one out of it. And some people may not really want to work with you. And you have to be able to have tough skin.
Definitely.
You will hear many no's, but no matter, you've got to just dust yourself off and go to the next one and keep motivated and also grounded as well. So yes, I agree with you. You said communication. Communication is key in anything you do. Communication is key, because it really breaks down any form of conflict. It allows you to be able to communicate with different people from different levels. communication is absolutely key. And then also networking, which is what I love to do. I think people say that your network is your net worth.
Definitely.
And also, they talk about is who you know. So the question is, who do you know, and who can actually help you to get you to the next level. So networking is key, and understanding and also mastering how to network is absolutely key as well. And also learning how to have some kind of finance skills just to understand about your money,
Definitely.
delegating some of the tasks in terms of your financial statement, your annual statement to an accountant. You've also got to have an idea of your finances, of the money that's coming, of how much you're making and how much you're spending as well. And also it's about focus. There has to be a level of focus. It's not about distraction. You've got to eliminate the distraction because there are so many distractions. Social media is a distraction if you allow it to be. What other people are doing is a distraction if you allow it to be. Well, ultimately, we all have a choice. So the question is, what are you going to do in terms of mastering your focus and keeping your head straight in terms of what you're doing and how you're going to grow as an entrepreneur? So for me, these are the key skills that I feel someone who's starting out from the beginning, these are the key skills that they actually need as well. And definitely confidence.
Yes.
Is a huge one. And I think a lot of us, we lack confidence. We definitely, and I think it's about finding a way to build your confidence, look out there, any coaching or any mentoring that could actually help you to, help you to create a better way of thinking, and also to help you with your mindset, because mindset is also as well. If your mind is not right, if you're not in the right place, you understand, not be able to kind of feel that motivation, So absolutely. Then another question that just came in, it's about, what do you think are the characteristics of a successful entrepreneur? For me personally, there's quite a lot actually. When we talk about characteristics of an entrepreneur, we're talking about self-motivation. Self-motivation, right? You've got to be so motivated and you've got to believe in what you're about to do. There has to be a level of belief, a level of, trusting yourself really, and really knowing that what I'm about to birth is great.
Definitely.
Like when I drop it, I'm dropping something great that's going to make an impact in the lives of many. I'm dropping something great that is going to add value to the lives of many people. I'm here to make a difference. I'm not about to joke. I'm about to deliver what is great that will transform the lives of people, that will get you to be. So there has to be that level of belief in yourself, and level of determination that, I'm going to make it. I'm going to succeed no matter what. It doesn't really, so there has to be that self-motivation when it comes the characteristics in terms of how you're going to succeed and how you're going to move forward as an entrepreneur. What is your take on that?
Yeah, definitely 100% supporting you on that as well. Definitely. You need to I find an effective entrepreneur, you need to see yourself as married to your business and committed to, when they say like death do us part till death do us part, definitely. And just stay committed to it. And really, as I said, like characteristics of, you've got to be a big dreamer as well, because the business is only going to grow as far or as big as your mind says it can. So to always, I find you've got to be a big dreamer, learning something new as an entrepreneur, extremely almost tunnel vision that you are going to make it, and not get distracted and stuff, because you can easily get distracted by your friends or colleagues or even family who are like, don't you think you should get a job now? Don't you think, and stuff like that? Or don't you think you should just kind of forget about it as if it was a hobby? Because your whole being or aura is what you push into the business, and you've got to have more than 100% and 110% faith that you've been chosen to do this and that you are going to do it, because anytime you waver on that, it comes out into the business, it comes out in the products that you give out, it comes back in the money that comes back to you. you've got 110% believe that you can do it and you were chosen to do this. Even if there's 110 voiceovers, 110 cake bakers, you are the only one who is you. And that's what's different. And to always, I find, remember how unique, because everybody is unique, but we don't complain when there's like, okay, you can go, there's how many different supermarkets? You can go Tesco's, Waitrose, you go to whichever one that pleases you. Every one of those are unique. You don't get Waitrose shoppers in J. Sainsbury's. You don't get Tesco shoppers in Marks Spencer's. It's different. So everybody's got their own little niche, and to really focus on like, how can I always find just to find like, how can I always serve better? Because if you're in this entrepreneur or business thing is for the money, you won't get any money, or you get quick money. The quicker you're in, the quicker you're out. And you leave probably people with a horrible taste. But if you're in this like, okay, I was given a God-given skill, gifts and talents, they're not for you, they're to give to the world. If you have that mindset, you will go far. As long as you know how to monetize it. That's the difference.
Yeah, and I think that's what the challenge is. Some people have so many gifts and talents, but then they're not really sure how to actually monetize it. And this is where many coaches come in to come and help them to turn their gifts and their talent into an online business, or profit-making business, which is really really important, definitely. Also about understanding what you offer. Understanding what you offer, because some people, they don't really understand what they actually offer, and so they're not really sure as to how to actually sell that to people, or even promote to people. As an you need to understand what you offer and how that fits into the market. If there is a demand, you need to know who your audience is, who your customers are, and who you are actually selling to. You need to position yourself, as the person that really understands how to actually solve a problem.
Definitely.
On that.
Definitely. Yeah, you that's the way how I think you'll find your perfect customers, when you're able to niche yourself down. So say, for example, you may be the only kind of vegan, Caribbean or African food specialist. There's not many of those. So that's the way how you can niche down. So like, okay, there's more and more people who are trying to go meat-free Monday or meatless, etc., reduce the amount of meat that they have. And like, you got to think, how can I be more specific in that? How can I be like the expert in that and stuff? And I think as well, that helps you to find your ideal client, because you can easily find hundreds of thousands of people who are now going less meat or meat-free Mondays or more vegan, but they still love the home food of African food or Caribbean food. They still love that taste. They don't just be eating cucumbers all the time. So that helps you to actually specialize and refocus your business on your ideal clients, I find.
Absolutely, that's really right. So what about taking risk? Because as an entrepreneur, we're always taking risk, aren't we? Always. And I just feel like we have to understand the kind of risk that we're also taking as well. It has to be a calculated risk, and we have to be sure of the risk that we're taking. We have some form of level of how that risk will be able to pay off in the long run as well.
Definitely.
One of the characteristics is to be able to take calculated risk as well. And also know how to network. I think that is key. There's quite a lot of networking events, and I also host monthly networking events, for women entrepreneurs. It's online virtual networking events, and it's really about knowing how to network. So what is your experience in terms of networking, and how do you really network, to the point that your network will now become your net worth?
So I just find there's so many opportunities to network, and I find what works best for me is, say, for example, when we are going back out into face-to-face contact, I find the most effective business relationships that I've got are when I have allowed the person to share about their life. So not going in there to bid and hustle and stuff, just to try and make that human connection, because people buy from people, not from businesses or brands and stuff. So I always go into networking events, whether it's virtual, whether it's face-to-face, to just find out who the person is. What is their life, and then how can I help would be one of the last things I'm going to even suggest, because some people, you may make a connection with them but they're not going to be your business client. They've got someone else who they're going to redirect you from.
Absolutely.
So I always go into it like that. I always go like, I don't know who's going to help me, but I know someone is going to help me. Or it could be the 1, 2, 3 steps of degrees of connections, etc. So I always just go in and I allow people to talk, because that lets me hear how I can help, rather than going, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. I know what I am and I know what I can offer. I want to know who you are. And the only way to get it is let people talk about their favorite topic, which is themselves.
Absolutely.
So that's how I approach face-to-face ones. Virtual online is slightly different. One of the things that I do is, because my skill is voice and speaking, I will call and I will leave voice notes maybe on Instagram and say, hey, I saw your website, saw this new advert that you've got. I was wondering if you'd like me to read a sample, and I'll read the sample and leave that as a message, and people get back to me and say, hey, I love the read. Yes, we can work with you. Or no, we really like how you sound. Some will keep on for the books for later. So whatever your skill is, I find it's really good virtually to give a little free sample. Whether it's you're a cake baker, maybe you can start sending things out through Amazon, or if you're a designer, or if you draw pictures of that person's website, of that person with their dog or their cat or their family, send that as a sample virtually to people. So I find that virtually people need a little bit more encouragement. You can't just find out who they are because they're like, look at my page. You've got to show them how you can help their life a little bit more. Always be willing to give a free sample of some form of fashion when you message. And personalize things as well. Don't just copy and paste a DM message across Facebook and Instagram. You can see that someone's done it. It's just like, you'll definitely not get any business if you do it like that. But I do think, kind of keep a template, but personalize, at least put the person's name and put something that you saw on their website, something like that. And virtually, I find you've got to touch base a little bit more often because they don't get the full dimension of you through an Instagram message or even a voice note or just checking out your page. So you've got to be willing to touch base 3, 4, 5, even 7 times to get hold of someone, because sometimes it might not be the right person, it might not be the right time, etc. It might not be the right project. But if you keep popping up on someone, if you've listed your dream clients, you've just got to keep, I find, going after them.
Absolutely. And I think you have to have, there has to be a level of trust, isn't it?
Yes.
From you, if there's a level of trust, right?
Yes, definitely.
Having that trust as well, that's really, really important. Building a relationship, that's really key, actually. And flexibility, to a certain degree, you need to be flexible as an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Very, very flexible.
Definitely.
And be willing to change if needed, be able to adapt to change, especially now.
Yes.
This is actually pivoting, right?
Yes.
You find that so many businesses, they're now online, and some people never experienced the online lifestyle, never. And they've had to quickly jump on different video conferencing apps. They've had to kind of see how they can actually start earning a little bit more income, or transferring all these skills to an online business, so it's about being flexible and actually adapting these challenging times. There is a lot going on, and it's quite difficult for so many businesses right now.
Yeah.
For example, I was given information as to how to actually pivot your business if you are in the hair and beauty industry or are in the fashion industry, and little tips like that. But when I thought deeper, I looked at other businesses, which is actually quite tough for them to pivot. So we're looking at events management now. That is really hard.
Very hard.
Very, very tough in terms of, because most of the events planners right now, some of them, they have bookings already, and there isn't any opportunity for them to actually go ahead and do the events, because these are all part of the things that is being cancelled because of the lockdown.
Yeah.
And so, they have to look for other ways. This season is about being creative and really step off the box, really, really thinking, okay, how can I pivot? How can I actually make extra income right now? And I think 4 things I always say is about your skills, your experience, your expertise, and also your talents.
Yeah.
So, of how you're going to actually emerge all these things together. So if, for example, the event industry, they could start teaching do an online course. You understand how to start, how to gain clients, all these little things. It does matter, because though there is limited ways in terms of how to pivot, there are other ways that you can actually still get yourself out there, still do some marketing. There are so many ways to it. I mean, what is your take on that as well?
Yeah, I mean, definitely it is quite a tough time, particularly for those that are in event management or those that have to be out and about. But what I have seen, I've seen some people who manage some events and they've been doing a boss job. Like one of my friends in Los Angeles got married virtually. So obviously she's with her fiance, and the room is all dressed up with the petals and the arch and the pastors there to marry them. Then what they did is they rented 2 digital screens, and everybody tapped in like for a Zoom meeting. It was a secure one. And then what the events manager did is that the cake was ordered, booked and cut. Then it was sent off to everybody so it would arrive for the day of the wedding. So if it was a 1 o'clock wedding, all the cakes were delivered by, I think, 10 or 11 o'clock. And little party favors, the gifts and stuff. So when it was time to cut the cake, of course, on the screen, the couple cut it, and everybody else who's in their virtual homes eat the cake with them and stuff. And then obviously they get their party favors, and the couple were like singing a song to them and ask them to open their gifts, and everyone had personalized messages inside. So some event managers are really just switching the game, and they're like showing they can be the boss of face-to-face events, and they're holding their own virtually. And when I saw that, I thought that's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. And when I saw that event, it was a wedding, and it was a full-on. It was huge. Loads of people in the Zoom. The wedding looked absolutely beautiful because the area was still dressed up, etc. But it looked beautiful, and the things like behind the scenes to make sure the music was right and the little gifts and stuff. I thought that's going to be a wedding to remember. Obviously not the way you'd like to remember it initially, but a wedding to remember. And I 100% think as well, like we've said, about now is the time to double down on your online skills. So for example, at events company, they can start creating courses now of this is how you put together a virtual wedding. This is how you put together a virtual graduation. This is how you put together a baby shower. And I've seen a baby shower as well, virtually in the same similar way, where iPads are set up, digital screen. You've just got the ladies having a baby, and it's all dressed up behind her in her home. And every time she gets a gift, it's already been sent over through Amazon or whoever delivered. Her husband passes the gift on the camera. So a lot of people can now start teaching courses, doing podcasts, going live as well. Live is absolutely get your Facebook page up, your Instagram page. It could even just be for 15 minutes. That's enough.
Yes, indeed.
Go live, let people know who you are. Train, share your skills, just connect. There's a lot that can be doing. So, and I think as well, all the other digital products that I do, start writing that ebook, start doing that blog, start the podcast, start the course. If you have, a Word document, or you've got something you can record with, you've got enough tools to do it. You just need to go on YouTube, find out a bit more. So there's always an answer for the question that you've got. 100% start building your digital soldiers, your ebooks, your audiobooks, your podcasts, your templates. Go on Canva, create a template, teach people something. 6 points or 10 points, send those out as freebies, and then put on the extra bonus one as part of your masterclass. Once a week, start doing a masterclass.
Something.
You could do the first 15 minutes for free. Anybody wants to stay longer, they'll pay, click through PayPal, then they'll stay on for the hour session. There's lots of different things that you can use to virtually live, survive, thrive. So I think it's, like you said earlier, it's a mindset shift. It's not like, oh my God, it's my business. Your business is now starting to build its virtual muscle, and it's got to build it fast, quick, and strong.
I totally agree with what you've said. Indeed, I think it's really about adapting to change, actually. Really looking at ways to do that and asking people for support and help, because there's many who have been doing online businesses for such a long time. They are so experienced. These are the people that you need to be speaking to when it comes to virtual online business, you know, knowing how to do certain things, creating digital products, like you've just said rightfully. And absolutely, you know what, we can continue talking for hours. Such an amazing conversation from our topic, which is around how to manage workload and also time management, and then going into the life mastermind, which is all about how to actually be you know, the right skills in terms of starting out as an entrepreneur. It's been amazing having you here, Leanne Turner. And just before we go, I just wanted to share one or two things with you. So this is just about encouraging anybody that is really looking at starting something. It doesn't matter what it is, whatever, you know, has been laid upon you to start. This is the time to do it, because we've been given the power of time. And this is also the season to actually reinvent yourself. Who are you and what do you want to do? There are plenty of opportunities right now. This is the season to go and get it. No more waiting. Now you've had the time to pause and wait and relax, which is absolutely fine, which is something that I had to do in the beginning as well. But then after that, what happened was to take action. Part of doing this broadcast is one of my actions. And, you know, to have many female entrepreneurs who have actually connected with me through this platform has been truly amazing. But this wouldn't have happened if I didn't take any action. So I'm using this platform to say, it is time for you to take action. Do it. My mantra is, if you really know me, I always encourage women, just do it. Number one, you don't need any validation from nobody. You are your own self. So be you, be authentic, be intentional, be unapologetic, and just be unique. And just do it, because this is the season of time. This is the season to take advantage of every little thing that you can, whether you want to learn a new skills, whether you want to start a business, you have a dream, and you've not actually had the opportunity to do it, then get in touch with me, because I'm offering 30 minutes free mentoring session, 30 minutes free mentoring session, just to help you gain clarity as to what you want to do. So I'm here to help you. This program is all about offering mentorship opportunities, also answering your question and answer in terms of your business, helping you to grow, and bringing on fantastic female experts to actually help you to grow your business. So this is for female entrepreneurs, and men are also welcome to also join us as well. So today has been such a phenomenal day, and I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Leanne, for coming on. And Leanne, is there anything that you want to kind of offer anyone in terms of female entrepreneurs, in terms of the initiative that you're doing at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, definitely at the moment, I'm putting together this month of May a course about how to effectively start conversations with strangers, because people are actually starting to talk, which is so strange. We never used to talk before. So I would love for all of the listeners to try the free sample. Let me know what you think. What did you learn? What did you gain? And please, please, please feel free to message me any queries or any comments if you didn't quite get something, or you wanted advice about a particular thing you heard me mention, but we didn't get time to get deep into it. Feel free to contact me on my information, which Hannah will put up, etc. So it's just been great, really, really great to share and speak to you, Hannah. And I hope everybody's enjoyed it and learned something. Definitely.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure, and we've had a great chat today. And I hope that all the tips and strategies that we've shared today would be very useful for you to actually start to grow your business and take that leap, take the step, and do it in fear, and do it anyway, and do it in confidence. Thank you so much. I'm your host, wishing you the very best for the rest of the day. Thank you so much to my wonderful guest. And I will see you next week again on Tuesday with another guest, as we carry on helping female entrepreneur during this season to actually grow and build their business. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Thank you so much, Leanne. Have a great evening. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. Stay blessed. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See ya. Bye.